Get to that free speech battle at Berkeley. Students filing a lawsuit against the college for blocking Ann Coulter from speaking on the day when she was invited. That would be this coming Thursday. With me now, Young America's Foundation spokesman Spencer Brown. Spencer, you're suing Berkeley. On what grounds do you sue them?
Well, first and foremost, this is about students' rights on this campus. Here we have a school, UC Berkeley, that has decided conservative students on their campus aren't required to follow the same First Amendment rights as other students. And so you've seen them take a position here that's so indefensible in banning free speech for conservatives that even prominent liberals such as Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders have come out and voiced their support for Young America's Foundation's campus lecture there.
Now, Berkeley did come out. First of all, they said, no, you can't speak. Then they said, okay, you can speak on May the 2nd, but you're not happy with that, and neither is Ann Coulter. Why are you not happy with an alternate date?
Absolutely not. The date that they picked for us, that May 2nd date, is what the school calls their dead week. And so students aren't even on campus for the large part because it's the week in between the last week of classes and their final exams. And so it would be a time where there weren't students on campus. And it was just another attempt by Berkeley to block students from hearing a conservative viewpoint.
Is there any way you can give me a sense of how the student body as a whole thinks about this? Because we're very used to the very hard left, the violent left shutting people down. But what about the vast majority of students who are not the hard left? How do they feel?
Well, unfortunately, at a place like Berkeley, we really don't know. It's so rare that a conservative even appears on that campus. And we've seen recently, this is a pattern where Berkeley has either taken steps to or not stepped in to prevent conservative speakers' lectures from being blocked on that campus. So as far as the student body feels, we have no way to know because they haven't even been allowed to hear a conservative viewpoint.
Now, a couple of people and institutions, I should say, are coming out in favor of limiting free speech. I've got a New York Times op-ed which says, free speech doesn't give you permission to say anything. I'm not sure about that. Here's the quote. The idea of freedom of speech does not mean a blanket permission to say anything anybody thinks. It means balancing the inherent value of a given view with the obligation to ensure that other members of a given community can participate in discourse as fully recognized members of that community. You got that? Okay, I believe Howard Dean is also saying free speech does not allow you to give hate speech. So they're coming back at you. They're pushing back at you here. I think they're trying to limit free speech and you're trying to open it up. What's your response to the Times and to Howard Dean?
Well, I think the New York Times piece specifically talks about sort of recalibrating the parameters around free expression on campuses. And I think it's important to call that what it is, which is essentially just shredding the Constitution, or in a way that we see happen a lot at Young America's Foundation when we're working with students on their campuses, is this is the classic argument that leftists will use in order to shut down conservative speech. They'll say, you're a conservative, your ideas are dangerous, the speakers you want to bring in might incite riots or they might not, and so they take these unconstitutional actions, as Berkeley has, in order to shut down conservatives on their campus.
Spencer Brown, thanks very much for coming today. We appreciate your presence. Good stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.